They're both together. We're doing the same thing.
Like
So
us.
we're adding and subtracting. So we'll start -3 plus 1. I told you whenever we did the you owe money example that if you see a negative, that's like you owe money, right?
Yes.
So you owe $3 and you have $1.
That'd be -2.
Yeah.
You have -2 because you what?
You added $1 to that.
Because you still owe $2.
But Mr. Chavo, you're adding.
I know.
Why is it 2?
Now I want you to look at this one. Hang on.
Oh, I know.
Look at it.
I told you to do it with the money. So if you owe $3 and you have $1, when you give him that dollar, you're still gonna owe $2, right?
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh.
Hang on. Now I want to show it to you in a different way, on a number line. So we have 0 here. We have -1, -2, -3, -4. -3 is right here, right? -3. If you're adding 1, which way are you going? To the right or to the left?
Right.
To the right, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you add 1, you go right here, and you end up right here. What number is this? Myra?
-2.
-2. Is that the same answer?
Yeah.
Exactly. If the adding or subtracting money doesn't help you, I need you to actually. What do you have? What do you have? Put it up. I'll take it away. That goes for you two over there, and you two.
Oh, me.
No, you.
Me, exactly.
Let's move on. Whenever we have, let's say, a +5 minus 2, the same example works. You have $5, you owe $2, you're going to have $3, right, after you pay them those $2 back.
Some people get confused because they think it's positive 5 minus -2 since it's the same.
+5 minus -2.
That's what some people think.
It's the same thing. It's -2. I don't think they probably show you that in elementary, but whenever you put a negative right here, the number after the minus is actually you're making it a negative. This -2, this -2 is the same thing as -2. Don't let that confuse you. It's the same thing. Now let's put in a number line.
So,
Mr. Toralba,
Yes.
so when you add it, it's just like you're subtracting.
For this one, basically, you basically subtract and you keep the sign of the biggest number. So for here, we subtracted and we keep the sign of that number, right?
Mm-hmm.
On here, we subtract and we keep the sign of that big number, right?
So the 2 is a negative?
The 2 is a negative.
5 minus 2.
So we have, let's say we have 4,
But
and
why
this
does
is,
it make it a positive?
hang on, 6. Let's say right here, right? This is 5.
Huh.
-2 means we're subtracting or adding.
Subtracting.
Which way are we going? To the left, to the right or the left? We're going this way. How many times?
2.
Where do we end up?
3.
Is that the same answer?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's like, so why does it make it a positive if it's a -2?
Because you have 5 positives and you have 2 negatives. Those 2 negatives will eliminate 2 positives and you end up with 3 positives. So whenever I talk to you about having money, you have $5, you owe $2. When you pay those $2 off, how much money do you have left?
3.
3.
Oh, okay.
So is there something with negative when you have a -5 and then
Yeah.
-2? No, -5 minus 2 would equal -3.
Yeah, because you owe $5 and you have $2. Let me write that down so you can see it. If you owe $5 and you have $2, how much money do you owe still after you give them those $2? You owe them $3. And it's negative because you still owe them. Now, let's say if they were both negative. So if you owe $5 and then you owe another $2,
There's 7. Oh,
yeah, you will still owe $7, right? Is that positive or negative?
negative.
Negative because she owed that money.
So basically, when you subtract, you're adding, and when you add, you subtract.
You're still subtracting for
So,
both.
Papa, I'm confused because it's -5 minus -2 equals -7.
Hang on, let me show you to you.
That means
I'll
like
show you.
adding.
I'll
owe
show you
$2.
on the number line so you can see it better because the number line is a little different. It might help you. So let's say we're right here on the number line,
Mr. Trouble.
and you have yes, sir.
So it'd be like when you're subtracting, you go to the right, and when you're adding, you go to the left, right?
It's basically
Mhm.
oh.
So if you're right here at -5, right, and then you're subtracting 2, right? Because that's what we're doing. We're subtracting 2, correct?
Yes, it is.
Which way are you going? To the left or to the right? To the right.
Oh, to the left. Oh, I thought it was starting
So you're going 2, right?
Yeah.
This is -6. This is -7. Is that the same answer?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
You're still subtracting for a negative, but on the number line, if you see it, when you subtract, you go to the left, right? Because you're not adding. So if you see the number on the number line, you're right here. -5 is right here. If you subtract 2, then you go to the left 2 spaces. If you were adding, look at this. If you were actually adding 2, you will go this way, right? 1, 2. And that will give you what?
3.
-3.
So what about
See?
5 plus 2 would that equal -3, right?
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Oh.
-5 plus 2 will give you -3. Because you're at 5, at -5, and you're adding 2, you move 2 to the right, you end up at -3, right?
Yeah.
And if you needed to use the money thing, well, if you owe $5 and you have $2, how much money do you owe? $3, right? That works. All right, so that's basically what he does with adding and subtracting. We did the same thing. We added here, we subtracted here, and then we added again. That's just to show you different ways. I'll show you a little more. Let's say a -2 plus 1 is what?
1. -1.
-1, right? Because you owe $2 and you have $1, you still owe $1. So if it was 2 minus 1, you have $1 and you have $2 and you owe $1. How much money do you have? You have $1 left. So if you owe $2 and then you owe another $1, how much money do you owe? $3. And let's say if it was just you have $2 and then someone gave you another $1, how much money do you have? 3. You see how they work? If you don't understand this pretty well, go back and see how we did the number line, and that might be a different way of learning it. But you will see that a lot, especially with the PEMDAS, whenever you end up with negative numbers. Do we all get it?
Where'd you get the number line from?
From the board.
No, I mean, like, I know, but where'd you get the number line?
Oh, another teacher gave it to me. All right, that's gonna be it as far as that, and I guess I'll upload the different video later on.